This is Gerardo Del Real here at the 2024 Beaver Creek Precious Metals Summit. Joining me today is the CEO of Power Nickel, Mr. Terry Lynch. Terry, it's great to see you, man.
Yeah,
How are you?
Yeah, awesome, man. It's always wonderful to come to Beaver Creek in such a spectacular setting, right? And it's unbelievable. And the weather gods are with us today, so we'll enjoy this bounty setting. And
Absolutely beautiful office space today. Let's get right into it. You and I had a conversation, I think some 9 months ago. And I think at the time we were talking 10 or 15 cent stock with Power Nickel.
Yep.
And we talked about how sentiment was just not good in the space, in the entire junior resource space. We talked about that's the buy low part of the buy low, sell high proposition, right?
Yep.
Fast forward here, you have yourself a high grade discovery. You just extended that high grade zone by 50%.
Yep.
You have some of the best people working on this project. For those not familiar with Power Nickel, can you explain to the audience what you've discovered, and then let's get into some of the details about what.
Sure. So we started off as a nickel sulfide deal, a very high grade one. In searching for more nickel sulfide, we doing the right thing scientifically, we got lucky. And honestly,
Mother Nature was kind.
In this business, getting lucky is a really good thing.
Absolutely.
And we did it for the right reasons, but we found a major, I would say, polymetallic discovery. So we had the initial discovery hole was 8 meters of 1 ounce PGMs and 1.5% copper. Yep. Which sounds like a fantastic hole. It's only 60 meters from surface, but that's not even a top 5 hole.
Right.
We reeled off in the winter season 16 holes, 15 of 16 hit. Over half of them were the sort of 10 meters, 10% copper equivalent. I mean, things that have never really been seen for anyone in the history of the world. That type of grade and
That'll get people's attention.
So yeah, and it did.
Yeah.
You know, of course, so that brought in major investment. You know, from Robert Freeland, Rob McEwen, and a bunch of money funds. So he raised $20 million at $1.25. You know, using Quebec's very favorable tax system.
Absolutely.
And so that the investors got the stock, but we got the money, which is great. And we're now executing and rolling it out. And we just rolled out our summer first program, which was the expanding the line zone, which is phase 1, and increased that by another 50%. We had, I think, 7 cores in that picture, in that release. And we've released 9 core pictures without assays. And with this type of rock, it's chalcopyrite, massive. Sure. You know it. Yeah, you know, so we were 9 for 9 of those being great assays. So this other 7, I'm betting on them.
Right.
So the market should too. But you know, it'll do what it'll do. But I feel like we're sort of this deposit is 5.5 kilometers apart, and the geological theory that's holding right now is we believe it's all connected. And for
That's a massive system, if that's the
a
case.
massive system, but and unusual, you know, for sure, but not unusual for polymetallics. Right. So the polymetallics, think of Norilsk, think of Platreef. You know, these are some of the big ones in the world, and obviously those are multi-billion dollar. Well, Norilsk is the only $1 trillion deposit in the history of the world. Sure. So and that's what we're being compared to. So I mean, hey. Are we going to be that big? Who knows? But I mean, the asymmetric risk is there now. Yeah, we've demonstrated, you know, great discovery, followed up in a big way. It's growing. We're funded. Doesn't get much better than this, Gerardo. You know, for a junior.
Yeah.
You know how tough it's been.
It's been a journey here the last couple of years. It's great to see you cashed up. It's great to see you trying to demonstrate the scale of this, because you don't attract the attention of a Rob McEwen or a Robert Freeland if they don't believe there's grade, continuity, and scale, right?
That's the trick. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big trifecta.
How do you step out from those high grade discovery holes to prove up that scale?
Yeah, so we this summer we had 2 sort of objective summer programs. So one was just to do traditional step out drilling, which we've done and obviously executed on. The second is we brought in Dr. Steve Beresford, who used to be chief geo at First Quantum and then MMG and IGO, and probably, if he's not the top polymetallic scientist in the world, he's in that conversation. So having never discovered a polymetallic project before, it's a bit of a different animal. So to actually go at it in the correct way to risk, adjust your drilling exploration program, you need to do some more scientific research. So his program is basically we did a huge gravity survey, a big EM survey surface, and then we drilled 4,000 meter dry holes purposely so we could run downhole EM. So that's like $1 million investment for us junior. It's hard to write that check.
Absolutely.
But you do that because this is the way to find these extensions, because the polymetallics, generally what happens, you have these high grade zones, like where you're getting an $800,000 rock, which is crazy, and then they'll run for like a kilometer.
Right.
And somewhere in that kilometer underneath that is this beast of a nickel copper deposit. You know, we've gotten the fringe of it in this. We don't think we've hit the meat of it yet, but the cost-effective way to get there is to do this down OEM and find these cherries, the lion zones. Right. And he believes that, you know, they don't come in onesies, so you're going to find multiple zones. Absolutely. This is how it happens in the polymetallic world. They are unusual, but not unusual in the polymetallic world. So we expect we'll find one that's be more precious metal centric, one that'll be more PGE centric, one that'll be more even zinc centric. And the idea is to find those and then vector into the big deposit that we think is lying underneath. So we're playing with house money at the moment. So we're feeling really good about the approach. We've got a fully funded 30,000 meter program that starts October 15th to execute Steve's vision on. Yeah, the team's vision, because the team's been really, you know, Kid Williamson and Adam Finley, they've just done an amazing job putting it together. So we're really stoked. We think we're onto something possibly historic, and yeah, we're going to sort of see what the gods have in store for us.
Should be a fun ride. Terry?
I think so. All right, turn out.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you.